virtual photo walks.
Where are we here?
Oh, we are at the Kīlauea crater in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park today.
Hi, Dominic.
Hey there. Is that Betsy? Who? Oh, that's Patty. That's Patty. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. We are on top of the volcano today.
Oh, I love it. Who are you sacrificing?
Well, you know, I hope the trail is okay. I don't think I fit the parameters for a proper volcano sacrifice.
I'm glad you're close to the edge over there.
Yeah, we'll be checking out the edge here in a minute, and we have some local people. Steve from the Hilo Photo Club, Jessica and Krista with the Parks Department are here, so we'll be tossing it around to them and saying hello as well. Hello, everyone. My name is Dominic Phillips, and I'm here today with virtual photo walks at the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island of Hawaii. So thanks for joining us today. I'll be leading you around today, but we also have some other people here on island that have joined us today. We have Jessica and Krista with the Parks Department, as well as Steve with the Hilo Photo Club, who are going to be walking around with us today. And we are going to explore some of the Jagger Museum area. Right now we are at one of the crater overlooks at the steam vent lot, and we will take a look, and we're going to see some of the percolation and the steam from the volcano that we're standing on that's coming up around us. And we're going to walk around, and we're going to try and give you guys some great views here, and we are here for you. So if you have any questions, anything you want to see, just feel free to shout out. You guys are all in my ear, but we're going to go ahead and start walking around here. So thanks for everyone for joining us today. Some of our friends that will be joining us today for the walk, we want to thank everyone for coming out. Again, like you know, I normally just come out on the walks and try and tell you what I know about places, but we have people here who actually have information for us today. So if you have any volcano or parks questions, send them to me, and I will send them out to our more knowledgeable people here. And we'll pop over to our left here in a second to check out, I believe it was the Steaming Bluff. So this to our left. Now, if you see all of that steam coming off of that edge there, even though it is a little humid up here, this isn't really like your normal humidity. This is moisture and precipitation that has kind of sunk down into kind of the nooks and crannies on top and on the edge of our crater here, that's then heated by the lava, which is well below us here. And then as it's steamed, it's kind of released out by a tea kettle, or like a tea kettle. And we can look now. This is the main Kilauea crater here. So you guys right now are looking at the main crater of the Kīlauea volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii.
Oh, too cool. So
you can see the plume of smoke coming coming from out here.
The famous thing.
Now at night, you can come up here and you can actually see a nice orange glow from that crater.
That Dominic's finger is so famous.
Yes, the most famous figure on virtual photo walks. We point out quite a lot of things. It's been a great avian morning so far. We had a couple nenes that circled us on our drive over here. And Steve and myself both both at different times. I thought it was a hawk, but he got a better view of it, and we saw a barn owl on top of an ohia tree on our way over here this morning. Now, if you all can imagine, we see that crater off in the distance, but all of this huge lava field that's around it, during different times throughout the volcano's history, this has been one large lake of fire during different times throughout again the volcano's history. Now you can see that main plume in the background, but then also you can see off over on the edges little bitty steam plumes coming from random cracks down in that field. Now there is quite a trail that you can kind of get down to, and I believe get down to the edge of that. Not a hike I've ever done yet, but I'll work on that. So we're going to take a look at the steam bluffs here. You can get an idea. And we'll get a little closer. There's one or two right out at the parking lot that we'll get a chance to take a look at.
That's hot.
The volcano house is right off in the background, and that is a great place. They also have good military accommodations here. If you hold a military ID, or I believe are traveling with someone, and we'll be driving by the military camp area here. But our goal for today is to get over to the Jagger Museum, which is up on that ridge and bluff in the distance. So you guys asked if the steam was hot, and it is. This surface release steam, I'm sure, is quite a bit cooler than it is probably when it gets heated up by the lava.
If you got any questions for Dominic, you got to unmute. So.
Oh yeah, any questions or anything like that, just feel free to unmute and let us know. Again, you can see the kind of drop off we have going on here.
What about the smell of the volcano, Dominic? Can you actually smell those gases coming off of it too?
You can. All of the steam vents have a bit of like a sulfury smell to them. Is it not sulfur?
These don't have sulfur. Sulfur banks are across the street. So this is strictly water and steam coming out.
Gotcha.
And then sulfur banks, there is concentrations of SO2 or sulfur dioxide across the street. And so you'll have the sulfur rotten egg, like lit match smell over on that side of the road.
Oh, okay. So if you heard that, the sulfur is going to be coming from the other side of the road, whereas this side over here is just going to be straight steam and water.
Very cool. You wouldn't believe how crystal clear you are. It's just
Yeah, it looks beautiful here too.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. I'm glad. And and along the way, we'll be keeping an eye on. We'll keep keeping an eye on the ground too. We've already played with some of the prayer plants and some of the stuff you can touch, and but we do have some wild orchids here as well. We'll give you a nice little view of some of them here. I know we have a lot of flower lovers out there.
Yep. It almost looks like Niagara Falls in the, with the steam coming up, and we have missed steam.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, you look at Niagara Falls,
Yes.
sort of like that?
Yes. On both sides of the U.S.-Canadian border.
Yeah, guys, you have a question?
How warm is it?
Yeah, what's the temperature there?
Temperature.
Oh, what's
Can you
the
get a bit
temperature
closer?
here?
Yeah.
That is a good question. The temperature here, this morning, it was a little chilly and a little humid, but, right now we have a nice wind. We're probably in the 70s. It's Hawaii. We are up at 72. It is 72 degrees.
So it's not real hot where that steam is coming up. I thought maybe
Oh,
that
yes.
would go up.
Yep. In fact, when we get out to the parking lot, there's a couple steam vents that we'll be able to walk right up to. And we're gonna try to be ambitious today. So we're gonna check out this overlook. We're gonna go look at some steam vents, and then we're gonna pop in the car and drive down to a different overlook and take a walk from there. I'll give you guys another couple of nice views here.
Very nice.
So does anybody want to ask how steam vents are?
So this flower, Ohia lehue,
Ooh.
God bless you.
called Pele's favorite flower. It's a God bless.
Zoom in on the flower.
Oh. There you go, June. That's for you.
Thank you.
June's
June, I'll try to see if I can put the crater in there too for you.
Got it.
That picture right there, guys.
June never lets a
Beautiful.
flower go by.
Here's the steam in the
No,
back.
I don't know.
That's a great shot. And
That's beautiful.
the transmission is so clear today that it's just like high def, isn't it?
Yeah. Got it.
But it comes together.
Very nice.
Poor Hugo in Italy had poor bandwidth and pouring rain. Oh, we suffered on that one, I tell you.
Oh, I think I caught back into one of those.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was a good show, but it was just so.
And I'm just gonna pop over to this information placard over here. We will check that out on our way over.
For us. Just take a picture when it comes up. Do the screenshot here. You remember how to do it? Here, sit right here. Sit right here. Remember, you press both of them at the same time. This one and this one at the same time. Okay, wait till he goes up close.
So we'll be seeing a lot of different information placards today. And in fact, when we get over to some of the other overlooks, we'll stop and read them as well. You know, most of this information you can also find on the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park website. You'll have a lot of information.
I hope somebody taking notes down as where we can find this information so I can go back.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Well, John, I think may have the links,
I do.
and he can share some of that.
You want that link too, right?
We disabled
We're
the
gonna-
chat in our window just for privacy and security, but I'll get them to
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Out to the lot and actually take a look into one of these steam vents.
Oh, guys, we're gonna go look in the
And we will be back to another crater overlook here in just a little bit. So this will give you a little bit of the idea of some of the greater landscape here. Now, I know we have a lot of flower and plant lovers out there. The Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is also a great place for bird watching.
Oh, wow.
Some of the more rare varieties that are still left on the Big Island are up in this area.
How close are you to the latest lava flow breakout?
The latest lava flow breakout, the breakout has been down in the Puna district. On the other side of if we followed the chain of craters road that goes down to the edge.
Out there is from the East Rift Zone eruption.
So Pu'u'o'o vent is the East Rift eruption that's going on now. And if you guys remember, for those of you that were with us for our walk down there, you know, we thought that the lava was going to be crossing the road by Christmas, but there hasn't been much downslope activity there. And but you know, I'm going there tomorrow, so if it's going to start up, it'll start up tomorrow. A little bit larger of a map of where we were just at.
That's the name of the volcano.
Kilauea. Yes. It's the Kilauea is the name of the volcano, and the caldera is that the main crater?
Kīlauea Caldera is just a fancy way of saying a really big crater. So anything basically that's more than a mile in diameter or in circumference is considered a caldera. So Kilauea is actually 3 miles by 4 miles, depending on which way you look at it. It's a caldera.
Wow, 3 miles by 4 miles. So
You're
you can
walking
see
down
this.
there, Dominic?
Oh no, I'm not a 3-4 mile walker myself.
Not all
No.
day.
We are going to hit a little trail though. That'll bring us about 0.6, 0.7, I think.
All right.
So in fact, we're here. We're going to, after we go check out this steam vent, hop in the car. We're going to pop down to a secondary parking lot here, and then we're going to walk up to the Jagger Museum from there and get a closer look at that main Kīlauea Caldera and the crater. And then, signal and time willing, we'll take a look in the Jagger Museum. And we're going to go find this steam vent that's right at the edge of the parking lot here.
Oh my gosh, look at this thing.
Everybody there.
Wow.
Wow, get
Oh
it.
my word.
I need a
What is
facial.
that?
Yeah.
That's a steam vent, guys.
Let's poach some.
Yeah. So again, these steam vents here, and we'll look down in it here. There's Steve from the.
Get
You
ready.
get-
Cheers.
Look at that, definitely hot. Getting the steam treatment here. Tell you what,
I need a
take
facial.
exactly.
Ah,
Take my jetpack off here so I don't drop it down anywhere. But
Really bad. down
put your
there.
parachute on, jump in.
We should give a plug to Verizon for providing the
Yeah.
jetpacks and phones and things.
Mm,
oh, so we're steaming up a little bit there. Oh my, yep.
I know, but with this,
A little steamy there. So you can see this one right by the parking lot area.
So Dominic, somebody wants to know how a steam vent is made, is created.
Gotcha. Well, how a steam vent is created, if I was correct, and how Jessica told me, that these steam vents, this is essentially just water. So as the rain and then the humidity overnight and the dew, when that hits and settles, it goes down in all of these nooks and crannies on this large lava shelf. And then, when it gets down far enough there, it gets close enough to the lava where it just turns it into steam and sends it back up. Now, these are different than some of the ones across the road, which I've been told will have a larger sulfur content. Whereas these guys right here, you can stand right in front of it and get a little steam treatment, and you'll be okay. You can see here some of the ferns that have just started to, they love this steam area. Again, it's really steamy here, but we'll
have to print some of these up and add it to our pinup board, okay, guys? Yeah. This is an exciting one, huh? Beats the snow warning outside.
Yeah. Dominic, we haven't thought up some really good homework assignments for these guys yet.
Oh yeah, quite a lot of good homework assignments from this one. If you're interested in
a lot of homework
finding
assignments.
more information.
3x4.
John's giving you more homework assignments.
Ha
It's a wonder we dial in every day, huh? More work. Work.
So this is one of the active monitoring stations, and we'll see if we get into the museum. We'll see a pretty cool one. But part and parcel of living on an island that's made up of volcanoes is keeping an eye on them. So there's all sorts of different measurements or devices out here that measure the rise of the land, where it's moving. So this, and I'll read you our placard here. Kīlauea volcano releases many different types of volcanic gases into the atmosphere, such as sulfur dioxide, water vapor, and carbon dioxide. So this instrument here is registering kind of the safety levels, and depending on what the safety levels are, they will occasionally have to close up some areas, but more often than not, it's still very nice conditions up here.
What time is it?
It is about
Hi, Eric.
9. It's a little after 9 o'clock here local time.
Good time. Good timing.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
For us, isn't it nice?
We've got Dominic. We got Eric, the CEO of Zoom, in here watching us.
Hey, Eric. Pleased to meet you. Hey.
Hey, thank you. Wow, what an amazing experience. I love
wonderful.
it so much. What a great.
We
How
got
you doing?
from Buffalo. We got Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, and a few individuals from around the country.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome. How are you?
Oh, welcome. Well, we're putting your Zoom to the test here by popping into the Jeep and taking a drive down to our next lot.
Wow, love it.
The signal's great, and we are on top of the volcano at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park.
So this is our perfect storm when we have 4G LTE Verizon Jetpack on a great phone and Zoom, and it's like high definition television. It's so clear, so perfect.
Wow, I love it so much. It's more like a world of virtual tour, right? So it's
Exactly. Yep.
so hopefully I can reserve a 30 minutes or 1 hour every day to join this. It's amazing.
Wonderful. So we are coming up now, and I'll point you to the right a little bit here. We're coming up on the Kilauea military camp area. I'm looking for nene birds, and oh, I don't see any nene. So we'll keep an eye out. We had a couple of nene birds that circled us earlier. So nene is the Hawaiian state bird. Oh, we do have nene. We do have nene. We are going to drive by the nene birds.
Nene.
Okay, now these birds are endangered species. So if you see here, we're going to see the slow nene crossing sign. And so we're not going to approach these guys because, again, they are endangered species. But we will. Here's a nene. So
Got it. Look at that.
Wow,
Screenshots. Everybody gets screenshots.
I get it.
Can you get closer?
unfortunately, I can't. You know, they are endangered creatures.
I know, honey. I'm just
So
kidding.
they are protected. I would love to get closer, but also, you know, they're geese. So let me tell you, they are not going to be shy about letting you know what's up.
I
So
know.
this is an amazing spot right here.
Take a picture?
That's why I was kidding. I could tell they're from the geese family, and I know what geese do.
Oh, yeah. This is a special treat. Let me tell you, it took me many, many trips to see my first nene here.
That's great.
I was taking photos of Muscovy ducks and things like that, thinking that they were nene birds.
Look at there's some.
Yeah, and so you can see from this side their coloration. Beautiful, you know.
Look at that.
Look at those guys. Ringed necks. What a special treat. That is amazing. That is amazing.
We ordered that extra.
Look at that, huh?
Wow.
Special just for you guys. Special just for you guys.
The best, Dominic.
Right here and wow. That is awesome. All right. So we are going to continue down to our next parking lot, and then from there, we're going to go on foot along the one of the crater rim trails up to the museum.
Thank you for everything.
Oh, it's always my pleasure. Always my pleasure to be out here with you guys.
You're so nice. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, thank you.
Dominic was our first volunteer photographer. He's been doing this for 2.5 years with us.
Congratulations, Dominic.
He's,
Dominic, thank you so much. Very well
Oh,
done.
thank you.
I don't think we'd be where we are without him.
Mm-mm.
Keeps my morale up.
Yes.
We're
And a couple hundred more yards here, and we will pull over.
They muted us because I think we were talking too much.
Wow, it's amazing.
All right. So we're going down to our little secret spot here. This is a nice little pull off that most people miss. But this is where we are going to start the walk part of the walk. And we're going to see some really cool stuff in between here and the crater. We're going to look out for some Pele's hairs, which I know we'll be able to see, which is a lava phenomenon. But if we're really lucky, we might find some other neat little things along the way. And again, we do have some park rangers. We have Jessica and Krista with the National Park Service, and they are locals here with the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. So if you guys have questions that I can't answer, roughly 550,000 years old. Just a baby. Just a baby volcano.
John's age.
That is the lowest of the low.
I know.
Oh,
I'm sorry, John.
that's
It's got a couple years on me. So I don't know if you guys can see these little white dots way off in the distance, but from our walks over on Waialea in 69, we would look up and see the Keck Observatory. Is that right? And so that is the top of Mauna Kea.
When was the last time it was it erupted? It's still an
Well, the last time, I think it is still an active volcano.
Definitely.
Has been since 80.
Oh, Kilauea has probably been active the entire time, the last 500,000 years.
Oh.
But 1983 is when the Pu'u'u eruption started, the one out in the East Rift. And then 2008, this Halemaumau has been active off and on, but it just recently started to erupt again in 2008.
Oh, so if you heard that, the volcano itself has been active probably since, for all 550,000 years. But there have been different vents and flows that have been active since, for the last couple of decades here. This will give you
that's
a little bit of a artist rendition here of a breakout flow from is this the artist rendition of the crater?
Yeah, this is an old Hitchcock painting, famous artist from the 1800s, late 1800s.
And if you're ever here at the park, and I'm sure you can do it from a distance too, any sort of long distance race will apply. But if you're ever up at the park, you can see on these little placards here, you can get a park ranger audio tour. So in addition to always my suggestion to read everything that you can, I have to say Jessica and I were talking today and have been talking a little bit, the centennial celebration of the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is next year? 2016. This park has been around for 100 years.
Wow.
One of our great national treasures here. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you back for that celebration here. All down in here. Do you see these little glistening bits happening every once in a while?
Yeah.
Oh, do you see it?
Oh,
So
yeah.
those little sparkles, that is the sun reflecting off of Pele's hair.
Yeah, volcanic glass, basically.
So this is volcanic glass.
If you're in an area where there's Pele's hair, there's a lava lake nearby because the droplets are caught. They pop up and the wind catches them and it twists them and makes them long like silly putty, and they break off as shards of volcanic glass. So it's very typical of a lava lake.
Oh, so when you see these Pele's hairs, and I think if we get right up over here off the trail, we might be able to get a a closer little ground view here. You got to catch them all at their reflection, but these are little lava droplets that come from the lava lake, and then in the air they are stretched out and pulled apart and then come back down as little bitty. Again, it just looks like hair. We'll see if I can get it. It's tough to see unless it's in a reflection.
That's cool.
Tough to grab. But now, as we get up to the Jagger Museum, Jagger Museum. Let's see.
See that?
Yeah, it's tough to
Kind
see.
of windy and
Yeah.
going around like hair, like very fine hair.
Oh yeah, you can see it as it moves around in the air. Let it move in the air.
Volcanic glass.
That is volcanic glass here. And when we get up to the museum, there's actually, they have some great displays of a lot of the different types of, would it be lava phenomenon? Well, ejecta. The scientific word is ejecta. And again, so all of these little sparkles that you can see, as we're going along here, it's the ground sort of covered with these Pele's hairs.
So we're just getting multiple emails now from Eric Jan. Sorry, I got to drop the call. Love what you do so much. John, I am in the meeting now. What an amazing experience. So innovative. That's not bad to have the CEO Zoom on our side, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, big cheer.
That's very exciting.
And they're donating a whole bunch of bells and whistles to us. So,
Oh, wonderful.
That's wonderful. Guys, look at the crater.
Is at our disposal.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, grab the marshmallows.
These are rocking.
Oh, yes.
Marshmallow time.
It would be tough to, I think, get your marshmallow stick all the way over there.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, yes. You know, there's some great stories, and I think you can also find this information through the park's website. But some great stories about some of the early explorers in this area. And you know, well, I say early Western explorers. You know, there were again the Polynesian people came to the Hawaiian Islands 1,000 years before Westerners got here. So I say we discovered a lot of stuff, but we really discovered it for us, meaning that it had been discovered before. It was just new to us. And Kilauea, like many areas, has you know, religious or cultural and historical significance to the native Hawaiian people. There are you know, a lot of areas out here, as with most areas, but a lot of areas out here we try to treat with a little extra respect. You know, understanding that you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of years of cultural history here. In fact, there was a big to-do with that lava flow in Pahoa. People were talking about trying to use dynamite to blast and send the lava into other areas. And there was quite a bit of pushback from people because Pele is one of the Hawaiian goddesses. And so to say to Pele, we don't want you to put your lava where you want to put it, was an affront. So yeah, it was quite an interesting thing, and luckily, you know, everyone backed off on it, and you know what? Pele stopped the lava from flowing over the road.
Oh.
Now, on that far side of the crater, I'll try and get it down. You used to be able to drive all the way around it on what was called the crater chain of craters road. However, the far side of this, if you notice, all of that plume is kind of headed in one direction. The steam vents that we visited early, those were nice and just water vapor. However, that that plume there is not water vapor. In fact, if you were to get down there and downwind of that, that might be your last trip to go see a volcano.
Yeah, you can tell it's a bit thick.
The one-way
Oh,
trip.
yeah. You know, and thankfully, you know, the wind sort of switched directions today because this morning it was very foggy. And if you can see that haze there, fog is exactly what it sounds like. That is volcanic fog. So you have those little particulates that are in the air. And, you know, on bad days, it can kind of affect people with respiratory stuff or asthma. In really bad scenarios, you know, they've had to close even the museum area off up here for like an hour at a time just to let everything clear off.
How far away is that plume from you?
Let's see, that plume, 3/4 mile? How far?
About a quarter mile?
Oh, we are a little bit over a mile away.
Okay.
So if that gives you an idea, that is huge for a mile away. And as we get up to the Jagger Museum, we'll be able to have a nice overlook. Oh, excellent. All right. So speaking of yahoos, I'm not being a yahoo. This is open. This is open. Oh, I believe. Now, when I say that certain areas have religious or historical significance to the Hawaiian people. Now we've seen a number of areas like this. We see some gifts have been brought here, I believe.
Offerings.
Look at the offerings, guys.
That's cool.
So we mentioned, you mentioned jokingly earlier a little bit about offerings, but it is something that you know, even, you know, to this day we see some leis, some braided leis that are hanging from that bush. Looks like we have fruits and flowers and I'm going to assume that these are gifts for Pele here. You know, again, the Hawaiian Pantheon is very interesting and varied. So there are a number of Hawaiian gods and goddesses, but you know, Pele is definitely one of the big ones. Now, even though we are off trail, the one thing I am keeping an eye out for is just the vegetation. And you can even see here just some smaller examples of the cracks. You know, and you would assume that, you know, this is similar to the steam vent cracks, but, you know, obviously not quite as deep. But it gives some of the plants like little nooks and crannies and places to establish themselves. We've talked about how the ocean sometimes tosses some large rocks. Now these rocks here, I imagine, are these larger ejecta?
Yeah, they were exploded out probably during the 1790 eruption, or perhaps as recent as the 1924.
So in the 1790, or possibly as recent as the 1924 eruption, these big rocks that you see here exploded out of that lower area. So during periods of high activity, you know, I'm assuming that these were pieces of like the top crust maybe that got blown out.
Usually it's when there's an explosive eruption from the crater. So these were specific to Halima'uma'u crater, which is currently erupting now.
The white dots up on top of that mountain over there, that is snow. So I know you guys have a snow warning back in Buffalo.
Yeah, we have snow.
Sure everyone up in Toronto is.
No, Dominic. Show us something we don't have.
Oh, yeah. Well, something you don't have is over there.
Ooh, snow.
And again, we are almost to the Jagger Museum here. So that is Mauna Loa there, which
Earth's most massive active volcano.
most massive active volcano, Mauna Loa. You can come up here during the day and get all the information, talk with some of the rangers and volunteers that are up here. But then you can also come back at night and check out the glow from the crater. And we are coming up on the crater overlook from the Jagger Museum here. All right, we're going to try and see if we can, we're going to see if this works here. So this is what I'm going for.
Oh boy.
Not sure.
Give it a go.
Not sure. Let's give it a go. I'm going to have to take my grip off here. So.
You got it.
All right.
There you are. You're on some smoke now.
See, that's a little breakout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see where we're pointed at here.
There you got it.
You can see some of those.
Okay, take it. There you go, right there. There you go.
That's going to be about as good as it gets right there.
That's really a neat effect, actually.
Look at that. All right. We're going to bop back out here. Cool. And then we'll take a look at the other little overlook, and then we're going to try and just step into the museum here as well. That's more overlook. Again, at night, if you can get up here on a clear day, you can really see a beautiful orange glow coming from the Kilauea crater here. Now, again, if you can imagine.
Hey, Jack, can we get a picture of those signs, those placards?
So this gives you an idea here. Again, from 1823 until 1924. That this contained a lake of lava. Again, we are up here at the museum.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's cool, guys. Oh, look at you. See where we are?
Yes.
Again, we're here and we're looking down here. So if we were above, kind of like that helicopter that you hear, you can look down right into that crater and see the lava.
See the picture on the placard from above?
So that is, and again, they have all sorts of information going, highlights of summit eruptions at Kilauea. And these were the 1823 and the 1924. We even see here boulders strewn across
Caldera. Yeah. There it is.
So those were the two eruptions that we think some of those larger rocks were jettisoned from. And again, now we see the active portion of the crater here, but the entire caldera is quite huge. Now we started our walk today way over there. We've managed to make our way.
Oh, here you go. Look at this, guys.
So this tells you how this caldera collapsed. So if we can see, the original, I say original, but 1400s. But then large eruption and then a collapse, and then formed into the entire caldera that we have today. So if you can think, if we were back here in the 1400s, it would have been a little bit more like this one. But as we're here today, this is what the footprint looks like now. I'm going to bring my voice down a little bit because not everyone in here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Again, Pele is going to be one of the major goddesses. And actually, there's a great painting over here of the pantheon of Hawaiian gods. And again, we've gone over the difference, but here's a great side-by-side of Pahoehoe versus A'ala. Our joke for all of our participants is that A'a was named for the sound you make when you walk across. and that comes down to temperature and mineral content. That Pele's hair that was very, very tough for us to see out there, we can see here. We have a great big bundle of little bitty strands of hair, which again, these are the solidified droplets of lava. And then sometimes the Pele's hair can be found hanging attached to these rocks from recent eruptions. You guys can probably recognize Pahoehoe versus A'a there. It measures the seismic activity.
Oh, that's cool.
So we have this right here is one of the, now they've done this on smoke tubes since about the, I think 1700s, but this is a little bit more modern version. You can see this. I wonder if anyone will help me out here. So jump on 3. All right, keep your eyes on the needle here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Did you see? We made a little bit of a mark there, but as you can see, it's nothing compared to what seismic activity in the area can do.
Wow. Pretty cool.
And then we can also see all sorts of, real-time monitoring of. Now, some of this goes over the history of it, but there's some great videos, all sorts of interesting. You can see what happens to explorers that get a little too close to the lava. This is George Ulrich. He's a scientist at the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory. And it starts, as I looked down, I saw the crust open and felt it give way beneath me, and the molten lava engulfed my legs.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can even see here the pit shovel here. Great videos, and you can watch some of the USGS, but then this for the Pantheon photo I have been talking about here.
Can you kind of step back a bit?
So this whole mural here. Oh, absolutely. Corner here. I don't think I can get the whole thing in here no matter what.
Yeah, but that's fine.
On this, there are mountain gods, and god of the rain, and god of fire, and god of the volcano, and the Hawaiian Pantheon. I mean, their stories are, I have to say, just amazing. Come out here with the crater and sign off and thank our rangers and members of the Hilo Photo Club that have joined us here today.
Yeah,
I'd like to say hello and thank everyone here. There we go. Well, thanks again for joining us with virtual photo walks.
Bye-bye.
And I want to thank everyone that's joined us here today. Jessica and Krista with the National Parks Department here at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Also Steve with the Hilo Photo Club, and with luck we'll be seeing some of them again. And thanks for joining us. We've had a great time showing you around, and definitely get out there and check out the NPS websites and find out all sorts of information about the Kilauea crater and the volcano parks in general. And hopefully we'll be back again next year for the centennial celebration. And until then, I'll see you next week, probably down in Pahoa somewhere.
Okay. Thank you. Tell Steve I'll be in touch.
All right, will do, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, John.
No problem, guys. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Virtual photo walks.